Merry Meet Annie here. This is my video for the YouTube Pagan Challenge for the week. What are your cultural influences? Cultural influences. The cultural influences on me are all very subtle. I've not gone in search of particular influences, but I have been inspired by everything from the sacred words that I relate to poetry, to mythology, to the gods and the goddesses who have spoken to me the strongest. Through all of that, I have been influenced in ways I probably can't name specifically when it comes to the culture and the wisdom from which those things arose. I have a bit of direct cultural influence in small ways from my Irish grandfather, who taught me to see the magic in the world and that what I saw was not necessarily the most important thing that existed. And I have a little bit of a touch of the native background to my family. That one is not a knowing of facts, a direct wisdom, because I don't have any connection to anyone who's part of that particular heritage. But I have always felt deeply that it is that heritage that makes me feel so rooted here in the mid-Atlantic area of the United States. I honor as my three matron goddesses, goddesses who come from three very different cultures: Hestia, Parvati, and Kuan Yin. To say that I am culturally influenced by them will probably not be true. I do not honor them as they were honored in their time and by their culture. I don't even pretend to. I am grateful that they rose from the cultures that were part of their history. But my relationship to them as a contemporary, which is what they've come to mean to me. I've studied their histories, their people, the way they were worshipped and honored, how they fit into the greater pantheons of their cultures and their time. But what they are in reality to me is very contemporary, very personal, and exists having risen from the culture they were born from, but as I feel and know them here and now for me. Because I still follow, as closely as I can alone, what came to mean so much to me as a traditional Wiccan. I think we all know the influences of culture, various cultures, named and in great part unnamed, on that tradition. But again, it's a matter of cultural inspiration for me, not cultural appropriation. It's been fascinating the length of time that I have been self-declared as Wiccan, traditional and then solo after all these years, to explore and find the sources of what is part of my practice. A greater respect grows around them, but also a greater sense that I can only know, to a certain extent, what was known and experienced and felt by those who lived in the time and the place that were the inspiration for some of the historical aspects of what I study. All the gods and goddesses that have marched through my life have come from various cultures, and none of whom I am a true daughter of. But I know that. I know that the way I choose to relate to them, what they teach me, is what I have decided to make of what I have learned of them, very separate from the intimate connection to them that would have been of their time and their place. So that doesn't mean my connection is any less intimate, but my relationship is just something actually I have created, something I have manifested that has been inspired by myths and stories and history and cultures, most long gone. So I would say that what I do, indeed what I believe, is outside of time and place in the sense that it is gratefully nourished by so many who have come before. But I've not taken on their experience, their practice, their beliefs and their feelings in specific. I've simply let their words of wisdom nourish me in my own search. So perhaps this one, a short video, because the answer is, Annie, what are your cultural influences? Anything and everything that inspires me, and anything I have yet to discover, which will do the same. I wish you all mirth and reverence. Merry part.